You know when they're supposed to help us fix the leak? You know when they're supposed to help fix the leak? The water, it's leaking. I thought we were talking to them about fixing the leak yesterday. It's for like the planet. No, they are. You, you were talking to them about helping us fix it. That's what Caesar told me. Well, we're fixing the road, so this whole road's gonna get repaved. Huh? Oh, right, and they're gonna fix the road to help speed it up. They were doing it last night. This whole area, they were repaving it. Well, they don't say it, but under the table they are. That's fine. I just want to get this all fixed. Oh, this all used to be native land. All of the United States used to be native land. Right, and we're taking it back. Like, not just here, all of California, all of the states. Right. I've studied global history as well. Yeah, it's a blue card. I got the paperwork. I got to email it to you. Right. All I got is my ID on me right now. Yeah, this is just my state ID. Yeah. That's me when I have longer hair. Yeah. But technically, our people always had long hair. Do you know anything about this Indian Wellness Center? I asked Caesar about it. He told me it's a prison for our people. It's a big problem. So it's like rehab, basically. Oh, that's good. Right. I'm just asking.
help tribes provide health care to Indian people throughout California. Today, they're a $31 million operation. They don't own no clinics, but they provide support, and they also go to Congress to get more appropriations for health care for California. And right now, there's 36 Indian health clinics in the state of California in rural areas as well as urban areas. And I was part of that for over 30 years. And I was also on the board of directors of the Toyabe Indian Health Project in Bishop, California, that was created
I've
in
been to Bishop before.
1968, and I was on the board for 30 years. In 1970, I asked the BIA if there was a Bureau of Indian Affairs, if there was an Indian reservation in Benton, where I'm from, and my ancestors are from, and they said no, no reservation existed there. So when I went to Brigham Young University, where I graduated in history, I found the executive order that created the reservation in 1915 and signed by the President of the United States.
That's dope.
So I sent that to the Bureau. They told me in 1971 that that bureau was, that executive order was valid, and we could organize the reservation in any manner that we want. I organized that reservation. It was 160 acres. It's got 45 lots. All those lots have houses on them, water, telephone, electricity. We got paved roads, and then I got 240 acres of BLM land added to it. So we got 400 acres. I wrote a proposal to HUD. It got funded for 240,000 to buy a business off the reservation. That's a cafe, service station, and mini mart. And it's right on the corner of Highway 6 and 120. And we own that lock, stock, and barrel because I paid for it with grant money. They had to borrow no money. And we've owned that since 1984. And we hire people to work there.
That's good. We
And
need to create
then
jobs.
I also started a saddle tree shop to make manufacture saddle trees for horses. And we were sending those saddle trees all over the world. And we were making them on the
Yeah,
Benton reservation.
exporting is huge.
Yeah,
We need it.
yeah. And we were working on the reservation. And after I was elected out of office as the tribal chair, the people who took over after me shut it down. So they basically killed jobs on the reservation that Indian people were working.
And we gotta like think long term. It's like we're an endangered species. Like
Well,
we're less than zero point zero three
yeah,
percent of the population.
that's why in our constitution that I helped develop, it has a quarter degree cutoff. You got to be a quarter degree Indian to enroll as a citizen of that tribe to try to keep the Indian blood degree up. But other reservations like Bishop have lineal descent, so pretty soon they'll have no Indian blood, but they'll still be members of the tribe.
Well, back in the day, we used to adopt people into the tribe as well.
Well, you can still do that. I mean, we have an adoption ordinance where we can adopt people in the tribe, but they have to have Benton blood in order to adopt them because our citizenship requirement is they have to have ancestors come from Benton in 1928, and they have to be on this California Indian Roll that was developed in 1928 and approved by Congress in 1933. And so if they have ancestors on that roll that was living in the Benton area in 1928, they can enroll. But everyone after that has to be a quarter degree or more.
It's really hard for the Miwoks because they took our tribes from us. We were called the Diggers. We
Well,
were slaves.
all California Indians are called diggers.
Yeah, we were slaves, so they took our tribes from us.
Well, what they did in the Shingle Springs, if that's what you're talking about,
Yes.
is they were two parcels of 40-acre reservation land out there, trust land, and the one parcel wasn't being used, and the other parcel was kind of being used that they currently are on today, and that the casino's on, and the tribal office, and all the operation. But the other land wasn't being used. So what the Bureau did was the Bureau Pennsylvania affairs did was sold that land to the state of California for a right of way for Highway 50.
Those highways, they're strangle us. They
But
took away
that
all
one,
the old routes.
but that one's okay now because the tribe had to pay for it, but they got that off ramp that comes right in and goes right into the casino into Shingle Springs. And it comes right off the freeway, it connects into Shingle Springs, and then it's got it. You could come back on it and go both ways up toward Placerville or toward Sacramento with off ramps, on ramps. So Shingle Springs is better off now than it was.
One of the things we really need is our own currency, because as the
Well,
American bill drops, we need something to keep us afloat.
But if you're going to do that, I think you'd have to deal with gold.
Yeah.
Like you have your own gold standard. I tried to develop a bank for vet and res. I even had people that had $20 million that was willing to put into a bank
I've been gathering gold my whole life.
on a reservation, but that didn't happen. But I think tribes have to get into the financial business and have to control those financial.
Yeah, we're gonna be in big trouble.
In order to control wealth on a reservation, because right now, what a lot of tribes have, except the gaming tribes, is their wealth is going away from the reservation and is not staying. Jewish people turn over $1 to $2 to $4 to $8. They go all the way up to $20 to keep that in their community.
Yeah, they have their own currency even too. The
so
Jews.
They keep the welfare. They keep the wealth in their community. But we're not doing that. We're allowing it to go out.
And the Jews also have a religion and a race, so that they allow all the people to join them, but they're considered the religious Jews and not the. So we could do something similar to that.
I know Sam and David Jr. was a Jew.
The Romans would consider it half citizenship, like anyone could become half Roman, but then there was the pure Romans.
Well, right now, Indian people in the state of California are citizens of the tribe, citizens of the state and the county, and citizens of the United States. And that's based on a 1934 federal law that allowed Indians to become citizens of the United States.
Yeah, so we got basically dual citizenship.
Yeah. And before 1924, there was no Indians were not citizens of the United States. So in the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, it said that Indians have a right to vote only if they pay taxes. Otherwise, they had no right to vote before 1924 in the United States elections.
Are we allowed any people on Congress?
Oh yeah, we got. Back in the day, we had a guy from he was selling jewelry here in Sacramento, and he went back to Colorado with his tribe, and he became senator of Colorado to the U.S. Congress, and he was in there for at least 2 or 3 terms.
I'm thinking about running for governor here myself.
And everybody has a right to do that. There's an Indian running for governor right now. It's supposed to be Cherokee, but there's an Indian lady from Oneida, not Oneida. She's from Wisconsin. She's currently a Congress lady in Congress. This lady called Haaland, Haaland. She was a Congress lady from New Mexico. She is now the Secretary of the Interior. She's the Indian lady for one of the presidents of New Mexico. She has a lot of roots. And she was the Secretary of the Interior. To be a Secretary of the Interior. Or even to be a secretary. Back under Roosevelt, I believe it was his
I like Roosevelt.
Back under Roosevelt, I believe it was his first term. I believe it was Roosevelt. It might have been Truman. But we had an Indian that was an actor that was vice chair.
That's
Vice president of the United States. So yeah, I mean, there's like 190 federally recognized tribes in California. And then if you count the ones on the border, you're probably talking about 112 federally recognized tribes in California. And by that,
still pretty low though.
They mean they have what I refer to as bunch of government relationships between the Indian government and the United States government.
And we gotta keep up relations, and the more tribes we can get, the better.
Oh yeah, there's about 80 tribes right now, or 86 tribes in California seeking federal recognition. Um, they got one in New Vining by Mona Lake that's been there for time immemorial, and they were never recognized, and they recognized Bishop Hickman in one county, the other county, Rainey County. So right now they have a bill in Congress to get federal recognition.
It, it it looks really bad for us on paper.
Well, it's looking a lot better than it has in a long time. For example, I've just seen a picture of Timbishaw, Shoshone tribe. They're out of the Black Valley area.
You know anything about the Oklahoma thing? Apparently, they won like half of Oklahoma back for the natives.
I'll tell you about that. The Shoshone tribe in Death Valley, the Park Service is a national park, right?
Right.
But on their sign now that says Death Valley National Park, down at the bottom it says home of the Timbishaw Shoshone. One national park. So that's giving recognition to the Indian people in that area, and they have a tribal government in that area. And they got land after the park was created to be trust land for them in the park.
Right. They do the same thing in China with the Mongolians.
Things are being moved forward. Now, let me tell you about the Oklahoma. Oklahoma was called Grit case. And the Supreme Court here a couple of years ago ruled that the land of those tribes, specifically Choctaw, was not ceded to the state legally. So therefore, the state owns, the tribes own all of that land. It's not only includes Choctaw, but includes some Cherokee and some other tribes.
Right. The Five Nations.
Not all of them, but it's basically an eastern. So they got the right, and they had all the civil and criminal jurisdiction over that. And so they had a big mess in Oklahoma
Yeah.
because the tribe, the state couldn't issue even traffic citations in that area because the land wasn't given. So this Supreme Court, which is basically I refer to as a fascist Supreme Court.
They've been embracing fascism since World War One.
Now, fascism wasn't created until World War II, and it was created by Mussolini. Anyway, they ruled just yesterday that the state had concurrent jurisdiction in civil and criminal on that land. So when the Supreme Court makes a decision like that, that decision pertains to all Indians throughout the United States.
Right.
So now the state of California has civil jurisdiction concurrently.
Yeah, like 80% of California is supposed to be reservation.
Yeah, and this is not an Indian reservation, and it's not Indian land. If you look in the deed said it was moved to the trustees for the purpose of education.
Right.
That's it.
We could do education here. I know how to make adobe buildings.
Well,
I've been doing everything the old native ways.
what it's supposed to be is higher education at a community well, that's why it's called a university. They wanted to go to a 4-year college, but the certification they had, the accreditation they had from 1973 to 2005 was a
So what would we need to?
all we could issue is certification because we're not a college. However, we're working with the Kumeyaay College in Southern California, who has accredited classes. We put a smart board over there in that building, and then people can get online and take classes, and they'll be accredited classes without even coming here.
Right, online, like they did with the COVID.
So that's what we're doing right now. And then this is the administration building. There's classrooms in there. There's also mold in there.
Yeah. If you guys go in there, you need to leave the door open and wear a mask.
It needs to be rehabbed big time. And I know that you can take Purex and spray it over the whole damn area,
It's still dangerous
and it
though.
kills the mold. You're absolutely
If it's in the walls, we'd have to open the
right.
walls
You
up.
got to take the walls down and redo the whole inside. So the best thing to do with that building, as far as I'm concerned, is to maybe gut the whole building and reconfigure the inside.
Well, it could be used for storage if you do the online
Yeah,
classes.
but I don't want to do that. I want to set up administration in there. I want to have classes here that people can come to if they want to. We have dorms that people can stay in as students.
Right, the dorms are
So
good. And the
I'd like to see it built into a university level college.
it's gonna need a lot of work, and we need groundskeepers.
Well, I know that.
Like if the federal came through here, they could fine us to hell for all this fire stuff.
We're already working with them, and we have a tractor over here in the shop with a mower on the back that we could go around and mow all this stuff down. And somebody's been going in there from some of the people that live out here and messing it up. They stole the battery out of it. They messed up the wires on the ignition right now, like they were trying to hot wire it. So it's all messed up. We can't get it started. And there's people out here that are doing it.
Well, we need to just get a place where we could send them.
It's not my responsibility.
They are our people, though.
These people are homeless out here.
There are homeless people, though.
Hey, I have worked all my life.
I've worked too, and I know, though, there's still our people.
And,
like the drugs, the alcohol, the white man did it to them.
And I was never, ever in a situation where I was homeless.
It's not been that way for me. My mom and my dad died.
Well, my mom and my dad were not well educated, but my dad worked hard all his life in mining and lumber companies, ranching, and his father owned a sheep ranch in our area, and he lost it in around 1908 when the bank that he had his money in at that time, the owners used it to fight against the city of Los Angeles over copyright issues, and so he stole all his money. The owners of the bank went to prison for it, but he lost his money, so he lost the ranch. So yeah, so we had I have 9 brothers and sisters.
I got 2 brothers and 4 sisters.
I had 9, and right now some of us are basically gone because we were mainly born in the 30s and the 40s and the early 50s. So,
Yeah, I'm from 1991.
Yeah, I'm 1942.
Well, we'll figure something out, but
People are going to get served out here shortly because I signed a document yesterday that people out here, including Caesar, are trespassers, and Caesar's already been served through his attorney.
If it works out, like, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I want this place to be successful no matter what.
People that deal with us on an up and basis, but when they do things behind our back, like that Caesar down here, and I think there's some marijuana plants out there. One of those.
Yeah, they're legal though.
Not on this property. They're not. This is federal property.
Federal's changing. Like I got a big pool in the federal government.
It's illegal on federal property.
Yeah.
And we can't do it out here unless we have a license from the state because it's not an Indian reservation.
I'll talk to Caesar about it.
Well,
I've been talking to him about it already. I've been like, we shouldn't be fighting him. If anything, we should be trying to work with him.
I got to pick. I ain't gonna work with Caesar. That guy's a con. He's out of here. When he tried to take over Shingle Springs Casino and tried to take over the reservation, and then stole their mail and have it going to his box, and he went to prison for a year. I got the documents on it. I got the court case on it. I got all that stuff on Caesar. And there's articles on it in the papers. I got those.
I believe you.
So the guy can't be trusted. No matter what he says, he can't be trusted. And he said, I don't respect him by telling him to F off. Well, I have no respect for him, so why should I even treat him with respect? To me, you have to earn respect. He hasn't earned it.
I'm gonna go sit down in some shade, but we'll talk some more. Thank you.
But yeah, and I've been employed by the Bureau of Indian Affairs for 10 years as a contractor under Public Law 93638, which is Indian Self-Determination and Educational Assistance Act of 1978. I know all those laws, like Public Law 280, which is back in 1953, that gave the criminal and civil jurisdiction to the state of California. And then it's a court case called Saquon versus California. The Supreme Court ruled that under Public Law 280, the tribes had civil jurisdiction only, not the state, and the state had concurrent jurisdiction and criminal with the tribe. That was a Supreme Court case in 1988 for redeeming issues. And then after that was 87, and then 1988, they passed the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, federal level, that regulates Indian gaming and Indian reservations.
I'm like 50-50 on the gambling because I think it invites bad people.
Well, it does and it doesn't, but so far the tribes in California have not had problems with prostitution or drugs.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I tell Caesar, I'm like, if I find any drugs here, I'm cutting you guys loose.
Well, there's a pot out there, and I got a picture of it. I was going to send it to the county sheriff's department.
Oh, you found a meth?
No, marijuana
out
there, and in the county sometimes some counties allow like 6 plants.
Yeah, I'm only worried about the meth and the heroin.
But 6 plants that people can have, and I don't know what Yolo County's position is.
Well, I could basically beat up any county by myself.
But we certainly wouldn't be, we certainly would not be. We certainly would be interested in some like hemp concept for agriculture, but not marijuana.
You can make clothes with it, rope. Like, and that cuts away the importing. We want to get away from importing as much as we can.
That's still a problem under federal law because it's still classified as marijuana or drugs.
I think the federal law is going to be lifted soon, though.
I know, and Kamala Harris has supported that. There is a current bill in Congress to do that. Whether it gets out or not, I don't know. But yeah, there is a bill in Congress to legalize marijuana.
I don't really approve of smoking it, but I think we could do some big things with like edibles.
Well, I think there's also the issue of medical marijuana. That's kind of more what I support rather than smoking it.
Yeah.
Or even eat edibles because that's no different than smoking it.
Yeah, but they still smoke it for medical.
Yeah, but still, it still will cause you cancer in your life.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying edibles. You don't smoke it, you eat it.
Right. And then you got that, when they press out the oil you get with CB something or whatever.
Yeah, the CBD.
You get oil, you get a little vial, and you can drink oil.
It's for your joints.
Yeah, they make salve for that too.
Yeah, you could just rub it on your skin.
Yeah, my daughter used to make that salve. She knows how to make it.
Yeah, that's stuff we could export.
Well, you could also sell it right here. I mean, right now, she was selling it for like $20 to the. We had a dispensary on a Benton Res, and they shut that down when they opened up 2 dispensaries in Bishop, and 2 dispensaries in Mammoth Lakes, and then another dispensary of 395 by a place called Revining, and Highway 120 that goes into Yosemite. They opened up a dispensary over there. So basically, who wants to travel from Bishop, which is 40 miles, or from Mammoth, that is 40 miles?
Yeah.
Especially with now the gas prices at the level.
It's crazy, the gas.
So, I mean, it cost me like over $300 just to come to this.
I'm trying to talk to the government about a road thing where we kind of go back to horse and carriage.
Well,
Because right now we're gonna die if we run out of gas, like, because no one could transport anything.
well, same with electricity. I mean, they still need fuel to run the plant
Yeah.
generation.
They're talking about, like, I drive a Tesla, so it's not my problem. Like, your car is powered by gas one way or another.
It's still powered by fuel somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you have nuclear plants, but those are dangerous. And the radiation lasts for 10,000 years. It
Yeah.
gets out, so.
It killed off all the Japanese people. They can't even have babies anymore.
Almost, yeah.
And they still have more population than us, though.
Yeah, there was only that one on the coast there, but the other one was in Russia and Ukraine. That Chernobyl.
Yeah.
That nuclear plant almost exploded.
Yeah, that's where
It
Europe
did get out into the environment.
That's where Europe gets all their bread, their grain. It all comes from Ukraine.
From Ukraine. Yeah. Okay, I better let you go.
Okay, thank you, though. I appreciate it.
But I don't think DQ has a problem working with people, but they've got to work with us, not behind our back.
That's what I'm trying to tell Caesar. I'm like, they're our family no matter what.
That's what Sky said too, but Sky cost us over $60,000 with this lawsuit, and we could have used that for education purposes.
Yeah, refurbish it all.
And maintenance out here, but we had to sue him to retain the property and the corporation. So now they signed off on it, and they're no longer involved. They have to leave. So.
Well, I got your email, and
they got 60 days to leave. So.
We'll be able to talk still, and we'll try to figure something out for all our people. Because my goal is just to help all of us flat out generally raise us to the next level.
Well, I got a lady working on maybe a proposal to Gates Foundation and to the lady who divorced the guy from Amazon.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, well, his ex-wife is Mackenzie, and she's got access to like $40 billion.
My friend is Elon. So, like, we don't really hang out with Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, but we got our own faction.
Well, does he have a foundation?
Yeah, we could talk to Elon for helping out the natives. He's originally from Africa, so we could be like a huge door for him.
He's from South Africa. He might be part of that apartheid concept.
Yeah, he's from Africa, South Africa.
Well, back in the day, remember apartheid was down there. White people, natives didn't have authority or life in anything.
Yeah, so he understands our people's plight.
We could set up a meeting with somebody in his group who would be willing to talk about it.
I'll try to let them know. But I need to get some shade out of it. I don't want to burn.
The other thing I'm talking about right now is maybe a manufacturing firm out here manufacturing solar panels.
Yeah, solar is pretty good. We've been using them up front and to charge up everything.
Yeah, we need to get solar out here because we have 12,000 kV.
And you could export it to the city. These guys, these truckers, these guys
are from PG&E.
These guys are from the city.
We gotta get rid of that 12,000 volts that's coming in here. Kilowatts or whatever it's called. We gotta get rid of that because we're paying a lot of bucks for that big electricity.
Yeah.
We pay at least $2,000 to $3,000 a month for electricity out here.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be that high if people out here running everything. And we're paying for that, not Caesar. We're paying for the propane. And Caesar's not paying for that. That allows people to take showers and stuff in those buildings.
I bathe the old-fashioned way. It's just a water bottle.
Well, the other way you could do it, I mean, if we wanted to, we could build a little building out here with a 55-gallon drum on top of it and let the sun heat the water.
That's smart. We got to think like our ancestors did.
My ancestors, where I come from, we have hot water coming out of the ground at 140 degrees.
That's luxury right there.
Get in a place where the water cools off and it's nice and warm and take a bath.
At my ranch, we got like this 200-foot hose, so it's always sitting in the sun. So it's like hot.
Where's this ranch at?
Simi Valley. It's called a Wayne Fishback Ranch.
Wayne Fishback?
Yeah, I call it Slave Ranch, but Wayne's like my stepdad.
Oh. Do they hire illegals?
Yes, we got a few Hispanics there.
Well, you know, you think about it, all the people who were in the Western Hemisphere before contact of the foreigners were all American Indians. So even though you might refer to them as Hispanic or Latino,
Yeah, they're all
or whatever,
natives.
they're actually American Indians.
And they say that to try to divide us.
Now, they do that because that's what the Spaniards did in the mission.
Yeah, they divided
I
us.
think we need to sue the Catholic Church, and I got them in drafting a letter to go to governor that when the state of California stopped the 18 treaties from being ratified and taken in California at the U.S. Senate, they requested to give us 8.2 million acres of land.
And we paid for it.
And the state stopped that from happening. So I think state owes us 8.2 million acres of land.
And we gotta push them for it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll see you though. I'm burning up. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.